Hello everybody, it's VerticalSandwich. Welcome back to Let's Play Kuni. Fun fact, if you go here, and you check out these wands, the first wand has Nazcan symbols on it. And my translation says that it says, bring hope backwards. So, E-P-O-H-G-N, and then I/J, R-B. And I think it's funny that it's, I and J are the same letter, because it's a very Indiana Jones, in Latin Jehovah starts with an I thing. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but we've got a ton of stuff to do. Wait, do we want to leave the Ivory Tower? Actually, I don't think we do. Because... Now, in the last post-commentary video, I actually, did a bunch of crazy stuff. I put Marcuson in here, which we're not going to be able to leave him in very long, because he's Marcuson. And we're going to need the stealing ability from Swain for grind a little later. And we always need Esther because she can serenade familiars. So we've changed our familiars up a little bit because I somehow within like the first 10 tries caught a Toko, which is insane. And I caught a Dinosaurus, which is also insane. So there is an errand with these guys. It is good of you to join us here in the clouds. We have waited your coming. Awaited your coming. Huh? You were waiting for us? I still have my doubts. Can this boy really be the one we seek? But you have seen the girl who accompanies him, have you not? She is the very image of the queen in her youth. If our queen has led him here, then he must surely possess the power we require. I would like nothing more than to believe you, but how can our queen see clearly when she is enveloped in fathomless darkness? Tin face! Look how fancy your flippin' armor is. Ain't your manner teach you it's rude to whisper in front people? Excuse me, sir, but who are you? And, what are you doing here? We once formed the Queen's Honor Guard. It was our duty to protect this palace. Lest you wonder, we are illusions given life by the power of the Queen's imagination, much like the Zodiacs you have no doubt encountered. You what? Quick, only boy, get your wand ready! We're gonna fight on our hands! This fairy is a feisty one, is he not? Fear not, we are not your enemies. The Zodiacs who sat on the Queen's Council were malign. But we sprang from that part of our Queen's heart that is still wise and just. Though her radiance has lost sight of this side of herself, it lives on. Indeed, it was this very part of our heart that led you here to us. Now we wish you to grant rest to those who once defended our cursed kingdom. Cursed kingdom, I guess you mean Nazca, huh? Precisely! Now would you be good enough to hear our request? Yes. Well, I'm sure I guess. What is it you'd like us to do? Long ago, before our queen was born, war raged across this land. No part of our world was spared the horror and turmoil of the wizard wars. As each side vied for advantage, new weapons were devised with fused steel, stone, and sorcery, weapons known as Magimechs. Of course, the Magimechs stationed around the palace are mere replicas. The originals were vastly more powerful. When the war ended, these weapons were deprived of their purpose, and one by one they became dormant, a state akin to eternal sleep. Or so we believed. It now seems that some have reawoken. In all, 4 Magimechs have emerged from their slumber. Perhaps the reappearance of the Ivory Tower disturbed them. We are not certain. In any case, these magical weapons are unwanted relics of that wretched conflict. They have no place here in this time. We have faith that our queen's heart will be restored to its former purity, and when this happens, we would spare her the sight of such tragic vestiges of Nazca's past. This is why we ask that you help the Magimechs return to their slumber. Listen, helmet face! Are you sure you're telling us the full story? 1 second. Cause I'm not sure I trust you as far as I could spit you. Love it. All this business about Queen's heart being pure. Well, that sounds nice enough, but I ain't seen much evidence of it so far. Something smells fishy to me. But Mr. Drippy, don't you remember those visions from Queen Cassiopeia's past? You saw them too, right? I think they're telling the truth. We appreciate your good faith, young man. So where are they, the Magimechs, I mean? When peace returned after the Wizard Wars, the Magimechs were confined to a number of secure locations around the world. But over the centuries, many changes have been wrought on the landscape, and and we can no longer be certain of their whereabouts. Perhaps on your travels you've laid eyes on these ancient weapons sleeping peacefully. I am afraid we can offer you little guidance. You must rely on your own memories. Oh, that's brilliant, that is! Make it easy for us, what are you flipping dodgy blue and tin-faced? Calm down, Mr. Drippy. I'm sure if we think real hard, we can... We have one piece of information which may prove useful to you. Magimechs have a strong connection to memory stones. You are familiar with them, I take it. The monuments that grant healing and restore and store one's recollections. Whenever a memory stone is found, so too may a Magimech reside. Okay, we'll do it. We'll find them for you. Well, there's only 4. Off the top of my head, I know where 2 of them are. But they're in dungeons, right? They're not just sitting around. They're in dungeons. But first, we gotta get out of this place. So, there's one on, Mount Smoky or whatever. Oh, I actually want to go here as well. There's also a thing we can do here. So let's get that taken care of as well. Because there was an errand about notes being left all around saying meet me at Nazca or whatever, so... And, you know, yeah, what's his face is here. Still. But he was here before. But now he's here again. Or still here. I can't tell. Okay. Oh, I still have to use Spirit Guide to whatever. There we go. Oliver, there's something I need to tell you. What is it, Horace? I must tell you about Nazca and Cassiopeia and about myself. Before you attempt to save Cassiopeia, you deserve to know the truth. It may take some time, but I hope you can spare the time to listen to what I have to say. Thank you, Oliver. Our story begins here long ago, where the kingdom of Nazca once flourished. Though it may appear bleak and barren now, in those days it was a mighty empire that combined mighty magic with advanced technology. It was a prosperous realm where poverty and pestilence were all but unknown, and its people enjoyed a life of peace and plenty, and alliteration. But man was never wont to count his blessings, and greed soon reared its ugly head. In spite of all they had, the populace demanded more. Friends turned upon one another, families were torn apart, and each citizen strove to better his own lot and outdo his neighbor. Sounded like a recipe for a right old mess, that. And indeed it was. It led to a series of conflicts that would span centuries, the Wizard Wars. But the course of history was changed with the arrival of a single wizard. Wow, one wizard made that big of a difference? Indeed, this wizard wielded not one but 2 wands. His mastery of magic was unparalleled, and he soon turned the tide of war. Through his power, the bitter conflict that many thought would never end was brought to a conclusion in the space of mere days. Crikey, sounds like someone you want on your side in a fight. He was indeed fairy. He was lauded as a hero by all the peoples of the world, and his reward was the crown of Nazca. Thus did he become the Wizard King. The Wizard King? Cassiopeia's father? The very same. Not shortly after peace returned to the world, the Wizard King hid one of his wands in the distant land of Autumnia. He sealed it away that it might never be used for evil. Which brings me to my latest puzzle. It has been some time since I last posed you a question, has it not? I guess it has, huh? Excellent. My question is this. What was the name of the wand that the Wizard King sealed away? I believe that you know it well. Speak to me again when you have your answer. Oh, it was Mornstar, right? We used Mornstar. So what is your answer, Oliver? What was the name of the wand? This is like an easy question. This is like a pop fly. I'm gonna hit it out of the park right here. Indeed, it was the very one that you carry with you now. Well, I carry Astra with me now, but whatever. I wonder how the valley where it was sealed fares. In those days, it was filled with the most beautiful flowers. Let us continue our tale there. I will be waiting for you, Oliver. Come and find me. So yeah, so now he's gonna like jump us around places, but we have to go to that place anyway. So let's go to the Tombstone Trail. Because we have... We have to get to the Magimech in Tombstone Trail. See, so there's Horus, and there's our Magimech clearly listed on the thing, right? So, it's not a big secret. It's going to tell us where these things are. And I mean, I'm not actually going to go through with... Yep, I'm going to just let the enemies run away from me. If I have to fight a random encounter or two, I don't mind that. Oh, a dead end. Ironic, because Tombstone Trail.
Come on!
Yeah, because at some point we're going to have to do a thing for filling creature compendiums, right? That's one of the reasons we caught a Toko, is because catching a Toko is the only way to see the alternate evolution of them. You can only see Tokacolds through random encounters. And there's several enemies like that. You can't see the fire version of the Might enemy without evolving it. Because you can catch Mermites. And you can run into Mermites. And it's the same thing with... It's the same thing with Tokos and Tokacolds. Like, I've never seen, I don't know what the other... What the other version of the Toko creature is. So yeah, it's the same thing with the seed sprites. It's the same thing with the all the basic familiars you will only encounter. Okay, so these things are up and running around now. They were just like laying there before, and now they're just like bounties. Nichols, there's a flippin' Magimech! Look out, Ollie boy! Garg! Why would they say Garg? They're a robot. They would say like
We can do this.
or something. We can. Without a doubt we can do this. We're way over leveled for anything in this game. The Dynamite's just gonna destroy this thing. And look at how dead that thing is.
We won!
We won indeed. So that's 1 down, 3 to go. D. Snyder got up a level, okay. Alrighty, nice one, oldie boy. If any more Magimechs fancy a scrap, you'll give them what for? Agreed. I will give them what for. I will also give them for what? And por qué? And pourquoi? I'm trying to teach myself Spanish. Yeah, I actually can just, I just say that. I mean, you know, I'm not embarrassed about what I'm trying to do. So I've been trying to teach myself Spanish, and surprisingly, because, you know, I kind of studied French for so long, and still have a good handle on things like, you know, feminine, masculine nouns and such. And I have, I work with quite a few Spanish speakers from quite a few areas. It's actually not proven to be very hard, or as hard as you would think. But it is a lot of work at home. You know, it's not like I can just pick up what I need. So today, I actually spent a good amount of the day just reciting the days of the week in Spanish. So yeah. So it's very hard for me to, like, I actually stopped doing that to do this. I like suddenly talking English. It can be very weird. Like, to... The people I work with at work are finding it very funny, though, that I'm trying to teach myself Spanish. But it's already helping me quite a bit. Alright, it's not filled with flowers anymore, is it, huh? Thank you for coming, Oliver. This valley changed so much. It was once a place of beauty, awash with flowers of every color. No matter, what is done. Now let me continue my tale. The Wizard King ascended the throne and won great renown as a just ruler, treating all his subjects equally, be they human or otherwise. They in turn repaid him by rallying round their new monarch, and together they rebuilt the ruined realm more swiftly than any had thought possible. Alliteration. So we got old beasties pulling that way too, did he? I never knew that, mon. Nice. Indeed, the Wizard King truly was a man like no other. It was then, with the kingdom all but rebuilt, that he chose 3 servants from among his subject. A swashbuckling sea captain to represent the race of men, a great wolf to represent the animals, and a serpent lord to represent the creatures. Each was wholly devoted to his master and did all that the Wizard King asked. But of the 3, the serpent lord was the wisest and the most committed to his master's cause. He was known as the King of Cobras, and what a mind he had, and to think of how he was then. This seems as good a time as any for your next question. You have encountered these 3 servants on your travels, but can you recall the name of the mighty snake you faced? I am sure listening to me will have served to jog your memory. Speak to me again when you have your answer. Is it APAP or something? I think it's APAP. But, there's an easy way to find out. The easy way to find out is to go here. Not check out our journal. Because we get a page for everything we defeat. Question mark, eh? Arcana. I'm sure it's APEP. Okay, yes, they are in here. Weird, what is this? Nightmares, the worst dreams you've ever had. As briefly mentioned in the introduction to the locket, people have become brokenhearted when the virtues that make up their heart are lost or stolen. While most brokenhearted people can be returned to normal by restoring the virtue that is missing from their heart, some can be possessed by nightmares, a predicament that is rather more difficult to resolve. Nightmares are mysterious presences that consist entirely of evil. They seep into the cracks that form in broken hearts, further disrupting their balance. Those who are possessed by nightmares lose sight of themselves completely and become totally different people. Since nightmares do not generally alter a person's appearance, however, their friends and family may not even realize that the victim has been possessed. To return the victims of possession to their old selves, one must first drive away the nightmare. Only then can the missing virtue be restored to the heart. Wow. I like that a lot. I mean, I'm already, like, completely convinced that it's APEP. I desperately need a copy of this book. It looks so cool. Whatever, I'm gonna go with my gut here. Do you have the answer, Oliver? That's not it. Okay, when we come back, the answer. Bye, everybody.